Not one more word out of you or you'll go.
I was standing there clutching my weed whacker, my heart pounding out of my chest, thinking I was about to be put in the back of that cruiser. But the person that Sheriff was screaming at wasn't me. It started 2 hours earlier. I pulled up to help Arthur. He's a 68-year-old retired school bus driver who safely drove kids in our town for 40 years. But recently, he lost most of his vision and had major knee surgery. He can barely navigate his own living room, let alone maintain his property. His yard had turned into an absolute jungle. Grass waist-high, thick vines completely choking his front steps. But the worst part? He was terrified of losing his home. The local neighborhood committee was threatening him with daily penalties he simply couldn't afford. So, I unloaded my gear to clear it out, totally free of charge. I had barely finished the front edge when a guy from down the street marched over. He wasn't happy I was helping. Actually, he was furious. He was trying to host an open house to sell his own property, and he wanted Arthur forcefully pushed out so the street's value would spike. He stood right in front of my spinning mower blades, demanding I leave immediately. When I refused to abandon Arthur, this guy pulled out his phone, dialed the emergency line, and claimed I was causing a dangerous disturbance. Arthur was shaking on his porch, leaning on his cane, as flashing blue lights swarmed the street. The sheriff stepped out, and this angry neighbor instantly got right in his face, demanding I be removed and Arthur be cited. But the officer wasn't having it. He saw exactly what was going on. That's when the officer snapped, pointing straight at the neighbor, telling him to shut his mouth or he'd be the one leaving for wasting a responder's time. The officer walked over, shook Arthur's hand, and told me to take my time finishing the job. By sunset, we had that yard looking like a golf course. Some people will use the rules to drag you down, but a real community lifts you up. If you agree, type "Stand with Arthur" in the comments and subscribe to see who we help next.